Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who can bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGB Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys. So salute everybody tapping on there. Y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. Press 1 if you guys can hear me in the comment section. Salute to everybody for tapping on in. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. From now on, I can only respond to comments, and this is not for something. I'm only gonna respond to comments to people who hit me in the Cash App or the PayPal because of a lot of stuff that's going on online. A lot of people are getting in trouble for doxing. Victim number 2, they got the lawyers hitting a lot of people up. They're currently recording videos and going over this information and sending people notices and letters and stuff like that. So because of that, if you want me to read your message, you have to hit the Cash App or PayPal in order for me to read your message, because I will not be putting any of the messages on the screen throughout any parts of the trial where there are people who are names are redacted. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to respect that. You feel me? So I hope everybody understands that. So y'all can easily just click the link. It's pinned at the top of the chat, I believe. I think it is. So like I said before, man, salute to everybody who support the channel, support what we got going on. And look, man, so the audio's been released. Sean Diddy Combs, basically, and I'm gonna play the audio for you guys right here tonight. Diddy is heading to prison for the rest of his life. Everybody says he's going to be life. Yeah, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. They released the video, and they also released the audio, and they also released videos in court today. Now the videos will not be released to the public, have not been released to the public. They were only played in the courthouse, but audio. Now this woman who was victim number 2, she basically came out and she said Diddy's whole argument, his team's argument, is that she's his girlfriend, right? So Diddy's saying, how can I sex traffic a girl if she's my girlfriend? The woman is saying, look, I love Diddy. He didn't love me at all. He treated other women better than me. I was just one of a person that he just called whenever he wanted to fulfill his sexual fantasies and move from here to here to here to here to here to do it. So it wasn't a real relationship is what she's saying, right? Well, she dropped a whole lot of proof about that. Because in a text, and not a text message, an audio message that she released, Diddy specifically tells her in that audio message, you need to get on your job or get to stepping. Him telling her to get on her job, because he said, I've been on my job, you need to get on your job. That right there is going to ice his ass on the sex trafficking. Because now, that's going to prove that she had an issue with him and she didn't really want to move forward in this way with him. But he tells her, hey, look, you need to get on with your job and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all smash the like button. I'm going to play this audio for y'all because this audio is going to be very important going forward. And they're going to have more evidence and stuff that they're entering. They entered a lot of evidence in the court today as far as messages and things like that. They entered a lot of evidence. And this girl has already been on the record basically saying, that, she told him. Now, listen, I'm of the mindset, and I'm gonna say it again. This girl sold her soul. You understand what I'm saying? She sold her soul. Uh, and there's financial reasons behind it. Sean Diddy Combs, I told you on the other video, he still pays her bills or her rent to this day. And I told you guys the reason why he didn't stop. Diddy couldn't stop because this woman was and let me say this again, this woman was a co-defendant. People have to understand that this woman was a co-defendant. So people don't understand when you have people that's co-defendants that are now, because when you're a co-defendant, when you help participate in criminal acts, but what happens is they have turned and given assistance to the federal government in order to take down Sean Diddy Combs. So Diddy was paying this girl's rent and supporting this girl all through this time, because when they arrested these people, like I told y'all, everybody was asking, well, how is this a RICO and Diddy don't have no co-defendants? He did have co-defendants. The Fed sealed the indictment, so you only saw Diddy's name. You didn't see any of his co-Ds. They did it on purpose, so there was no witness tampering or no, you understand what I'm saying, victim tampering or anything like that, or Diddy wouldn't really know. They showed Diddy like at the last minute, last stages, right before the trial, who his co-defendants were. And so Diddy couldn't stop paying her rent at that time because it would have been a telltale sign of what happened. Boom. But Diddy gave himself up. And this right here is what's going to be one of the big pieces for victim number 2 to get Diddy. And I'm going to play it for y'all right now. And this is the audio recording of what Diddy said to her. And Diddy told her that she needed to get on her job as if he's treating her as one of a working girls or something like that for him. And basically, she's showing different things and evidence where Diddy just used her and basically treated her for his own sexual fantasies, which he's being charged with under the sex trafficking, fraud, force, coercion. Now, right now, they haven't showed force with her, but they don't have to. They have to show fraud, force, or coercion, right? So the fraud is she's already stated one time or a few times, Diddy said, hey, let's go here. We're not going to do nothing. It's going to be me and you. And then when she's there, Diddy's like, he's already got the room set up. He's got people coming in. She's like, yo, I thought we weren't going to do this. Boom. See what I'm saying? So then she shows reluctance to want to rock with Diddy. She ignores him, right? She tells Diddy, look, man, I don't want to do this with you no more. Like, I don't want to be that. I really just want to be with you. Diddy didn't want to be with her like that. Diddy's with another girl on social media, doing all this other stuff, showing this other girl time, being with this other girl. He wasn't doing that with her. You never saw Diddy out there with her. This is what's going to get Diddy right here. You rarely saw Diddy ever. So what I'm saying to you is that, and she said you would see Diddy on social media with this other girl doing all these other things, right? That is what's going to get Diddy, because now you can't use the this is my girlfriend situation, because that's what Diddy was trying to hide behind. Oh, that's my girlfriend. We just had a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. Nope, because they got Diddy, and this is why. Let me play the audio for you guys and let y'all see.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you the heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So how do you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving? Ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset.
So what Diddy proved was that she was upset about these things, and she would voice her displeasure with having to do these free calls. It even got to a time where she had ignored Diddy for a few days and would not return his calls. And that drew this reaction from Diddy where he was like, oh, you trying to ignore me? You trying to, You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Hey, I'll make it so I ignore you. He said, we can have a spat, go back and forth, but you better get on your job. Now, what was Diddy's job? In return for her doing all the things she did, Diddy wanted her, as she said, on call at all times for whenever he wanted to do the free calls. Right? Sex job. Game over. He's going to prison. And when I say for the rest of his life, the judge is going to give this man 30 to 40 years. He's going to die in prison. That's life. I hope everybody understand this, and I'm telling y'all this. And so that message right there, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have more because she has way more testimony. She's going to be on the stand all the way through halfway through next week. And so it is and they also have this girl with Diddy in the hotel when he got arrested. So this is the reason why Diddy was still paying her rent, is because he didn't really know where she was at with it. Now, we already saw, and I'm going to say it again, right? We already know that he and her, when they both got arrested in New York, when Diddy got arrested and taken in, we didn't see her. So Diddy, he really didn't know. We saw that victim number 3 disappeared, and a lot of people attributed that to, oh, well, she might have got paid off. Well, Diddy, he couldn't have known what was going on to her because he couldn't get to her, couldn't talk to her. The feds had that girl. But what Diddy did was he kept paying her rent through the whole situation. And she revealed in court he was still paying her rent up until she started testifying today. He couldn't have cut off her rent before then because he knew the feds was watching. So if he cut off her rent, the feds would say, oh, why'd you suddenly cut off her rent? That's your girlfriend. Think about it. He's fried. Once again, for everybody who may have a hard time hearing, who may be hearing impaired, who may not understand law, who may not understand anything, you may not understand a damn thing. Sean Diddy Combs wants everybody to think that this was a relationship. Oh, I love you, baby. We did this because we was having fun. He's cooked because now this shows the fraud, because she was under the pretenses that, oh, I love you. Diddy never loved this girl. Diddy had this girl on game. And once again, to the ladies, I seen some girls getting mad at me in the last comment section. Y'all got to keep it 100, bro, and hold some accountability, too. I'm telling y'all this right now. Y'all need to stop this, man. The girl sold her soul. Let me explain this to y'all one more time. What does it mean for a person to sell their soul? For a person to sell their soul, you give up. Let me say this again. And this is how I can say this, that they sold their soul. Because both her and Cassie both said, Victim 2 and Cassie both said, when they originally started doing it, they agreed to it. They sold their soul. Then they get hooked. You get hooked on the drugs. You get hooked on the lifestyle. You get hooked on all these things trying to please this guy. You sold your soul. You're trying to please him because you think you love him when he don't love nobody but himself. So you sold your soul to this guy who is damn near equivalent to the devil. Period. And to the girl who says, no, she didn't, you're not listening, man. The woman sold her soul to Diddy. They all sold their soul. Listen to what they said in court. This ain't what I'm saying. This is not what you saying. This is what they're saying in court. Listen. Both Cassie and victim number 2 both said that they originally agreed on their own free will to do freak offs with this man. But when they saw what it was, that's when Diddy comes in, and that's where the fraud, the force, or the coercion comes in. Because they both stated that they originally both agreed. Neither one of the women said, oh, Diddy shoved a pill down my throat. Neither one of them. Diddy got caught red-handed on this audio And here's why he got caught red-handed. Because he told that girl, you better get on your job. That audio right there for victim number 2 is the final nail in the coffin for Diddy. You people don't understand. Let me give you an example, right? I want to give you an example, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, right? You may be a good person. Let me say this to everybody that's listening. You may be a good person. You may have grown up doing all the right things. As soon as you take a choice to turn to a wrong path in your life, you sold your soul. Let me explain. Let me explain. You're doing great in life. You're working hard, ladies. You're working your 9 to 5, working overtime. You damn near working 2 jobs to survive and pay bills for your kids. You might be a single mother, right? You might be a single mother, right? Let me say this to y'all. The instant you decide that, you know what, man, forget all this. I'm going to take a shortcut and I'm going to go over here and sucky for one of these multimillionaires so he can help pay my bills. You sold your soul. You sold your soul. Let me repeat myself. You sold your soul. Because now what you did was you went outside of the realm of what you would normally do as far as your morals, ethics, and all these other things, and you compromise yourself. See, y'all don't want to put accountability on both sides. Yes, Diddy's a scumbag. He's the scum of the living earth. But these women, and I'm going to say it again, these women that's involved in this, what they did was so this is why I say this to y'all. To all the women that's taking a hard route in life, that you may have many opportunities to be around celebrities and to do whatever the hell they want you to do and sell your soul and trick yourself out, but you don't do that because you have more respect and more honor and more dignity for yourself. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people get weak-minded. A lot of people have a weak mentality. They don't want to do that. They want to take the easy way. They want to take the elevator and not the stairs. See what I'm saying? That's selling. Now, here's another thing. It's different if Diddy came, snatched you up, shoved pills down your throat, choked you out, made you have sex with these dudes first. That's different. But these women have both testified that they originally wanted to do this stuff because they wanted to make Diddy happy. The problem is that Diddy didn't care about any of these people. He only cared about himself. And once you go through a cycle and you see that, this woman never made any testimony, victim 2. Victim 2 never made any testimony yet that when she wanted to leave, Diddy was going to choke her ass out. She didn't. But Diddy's in trouble because Diddy told her, hey, you better get on your job or you can get to stepping. Done. Because now Diddy's taking himself out of that fake ass, oh, that was my girlfriend. I loved her. We was just doing this to have fun. He took himself out of that to, oh, now it's a job, huh, Diddy? He's out of here. That's why they play that in court. He's done. And now they have him on a sex trafficking for coercion. And they have him for fraud. Because he told the girl, look, come on out here, baby. It's going to be me and you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this. She gets out there. And then he got the room set up. And she sent pictures and stuff. All this was entered in the court today. She got the room set up, the freak up, all this stuff set up. She like, hold on. I thought this was going to be me and you. So she came out there under false pretenses thinking that this is what it was going to be. And it was something else, right? Listen to what I said to y'all now. Listen to what I said to y'all. He's going to prison. Point blank, period. I'm telling y'all this. That nigga gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. All these niggas saying, I don't think Diddy. Man, them niggas, tell them niggas I said, put their fucking cheese up, nigga. Them niggas just talking, my nigga. Them niggas talking. Like I said, everybody talking about, oh, ticket, I heard about the jury. I ain't worried about the jury, nigga. Put your bread up, nigga. Put your fucking bread up, nigga. I guarantee you that nigga don't see the light of day ever again, nigga. Put your bread up. Niggas talking, nigga. I got cheese on this shit, nigga. Straight like that. I got cheese. Who cares? The worst thing that can happen to Diddy is that he gets a mistrial. He ain't getting out of jail. You know why it's the worst thing that happened? I said it the other day. The worst thing that happens to Diddy is he gets a mistrial. You know why? They run it right back. And next time when they run it back, he got to sit in jail for another whole year and a half or 2 years until he get another court date. And that will give the government more time. And their next time they come in and they got more time, man, they come with 5 or 6 victims. They really going to have time to dig deep on this nigga in the investigations. Meanwhile, Diddy will not be able to work. He won't have income, and his money will be drained paying these legals and these lawyers all this time to investigate all this different situation. He will be in prison, he will be in jail all that time. So everybody keep crying about, oh man, it's going to be a mistrial, man. The only way Diddy walks off is if he's found not guilty. He is not in no world going to be found not guilty in all these charges. Ain't going to happen. And if he gets a mistrial, cool. All they're going to do is change the jury and run it back. Don't y'all know there's been cases that have had 2 and 3 and 4 mistrials? They had to run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back. Don't y'all know that? People don't have no common sense and think, oh, if he get a jury, he get a mistrial, he get to walk out. Bro, you should be damn near happy if he get a mistrial. Because now, not only are they going to run it back, the feds going to have way more time to go get all those. Remember, the feds will still dropping new indictments on this dude because superseding indictments because it was only 6 months that they had because he asked for a speedy trial. If Diddy never asked for a speedy trial and his trial was a year and a half later, man, the feds would have came in there with like 10 different victims. The worst thing that can happen to Diddy is that he gets a mistrial because what's going to happen is going to drain more of his money. It's going to drain more of him having to get rid of his assets. And to the person who said, let's wait and see and I jump. I ain't jumped the gun, nigga. I know what the hell I'm talking about. You can sit your ass down and shut the hell up. I'm so tried and true. I know what I'm talking about. They got this nigga dead to rights. Diddy's whole argument. Listen to his team's opening argument. Diddy's whole argument is, these were my girlfriends. We had a personal relationship. They got the nigga today on audio telling that girl, hey, you better get on your job. I'm on my job. You better get on yours or get to stepping. That's not no girlfriend. Game over, nigga. Play the tape again, Ticket. Okay, I will.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just wanted to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all. At all. So I don't know.
So let's stop right there. Let's analyze this audio. That lets the court know that she wasn't on board with all that shit. Everything Diddy's going to say about, oh, yeah, but she wanted to do it. She always wanted to do it. I told you guys, it doesn't matter. She can want to do it 1 or 2 or 3 times. The 5th time, she say, I don't want to do it. The 6th time or the 8th time, she say, I don't want to do it. And you force her to do it, or you fraud her into doing it, or something else. You out of here, nigga. His audio is showing she has frustration with that nigga about this situation. She said Diddy damn near made it a job for her to have these freak offs with these niggas. He's done. He tried to be slick and not say too much on tape by saying, yo, I ain't finna threaten you and stuff like that. I ain't finna go back and forth with no woman. Nigga, we've already seen that in real life, so we know that's an act. The jury's seen that in real life. They know that shit. They know you saying that shit just for the audio. Yeah, I ain't finna, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth with no woman. Yes, you is, nigga. We seen you whip their ass, all kind of shit, nigga. Kick woman's ass, all kind of shit, nigga. We seen you. So don't act like you just, oh, I ain't finna go back and forth with no woman, blase, blase, blah. Not finna happen. Not fitting to happen. Not fitting to happen. He's done. Listen, go along, get along game.
Hey, I I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me?
See, I don't know if you think you silent treating me. What does that mean, y'all? She stopped talking to this nigga because she was so frustrated with that nigga, just like she said in court. She was so frustrated that this nigga would disrespect her and continue to bring all these niggas in there, even when she was sore, her back was hurting, her coochie was hurting, all kind of shit. The girl was getting infections, all kind of stuff. She said it in court. And he still wanted to set up these freak offs with her. So he was like, I don't know what you think that you ignoring me. So that's showing you that she wanted separation from this nigga and the shit he was doing because of how he was doing it. And here the fraud comes in because Diddy always comes back like, hey, man, you know I love you. We got to go get away. Love, 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 baby. We're going to go take a trip to Turks and Caicos, baby. It's going to be just me and you. She get out there and they got the whole room set up with the freak off. How do we know? She set up the pictures she showed the pictures in court in the room in evidence today. How do I know? I got people in the room. Point blank period. I got people in the room. Point blank period. Now you tell any one of them niggas, put their cheese up. I guarantee the niggas won't put their bread up with me, nigga. I guarantee them niggas won't put their bread up with me, nigga. Them niggas saying that shit for YouTube, nigga. I'm saying that shit in real life, nigga. Period, nigga.
And you think I'm gonna be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman.
See, that's how you know he a capping ass nigga. I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. Nigga, we already seen you beat the shit out of women, kick her down the hallway, all kind of shit. So you saying that to her 5 years after that shit happened, what do that mean? What do that mean, nigga? Right? That nigga's fried, nigga. He's fried. Let's keep going.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't.
Now, you better get on your job. Game over. You got me on my job. Now, what's his job? His job, drop the bag, pay the rent. What's her job? Be on point, be ready to do what these freak offs whenever I want. Whenever I call you up, shit, you better be ready to come through and get it done. Like I said before. And y'all need to question anybody that's taking up for a nigga who let another nigga bust on his chick and then rub it all over him and have sex with her unprotected. What type of time is this world coming to? Go along, get along. Niggas putting niggas in a do-low twist, nigga. Like that nigga Kwame say. Disgusting. Point blank period. Absolutely disgusting.
That's really, that's all it is. You got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here.
See, she telling him what she ain't gonna do. He ain't accepting that. He like, oh hell no, who you think you talking to? Shit, it'll be silence forever around this mofo. You won't have no support. But it was deeper than that. Everybody missed. It was deeper than that. Right? Why was it deeper than that, y'all? Because what did she say in her testimony? In her testimony today, she said that Diddy would express certain feelings towards her baby daddy. I think the court played that today. They allowed her to say that in open court today. And I'm going to tell y'all why right now. I think because the government does not tie one shoe without tying the other shoe. I believe that the government asked her that question and let her give that answer, because I believe the government is going to show motive to why Diddy was treating that girl like that. And I believe the government is going to show it wasn't a relationship. It was revenge. Oh. This one's going down for the ages, baby. This one's going down for the ages. Once again.
Games, where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you could be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really that's all it is. If you got me on my job, nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So either you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving. Ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset.
Now, why was Diddy so cautious with all the things he said about I ain't no threat, I don't want to be violent? Everybody's wondering, why isn't this woman talking about all this violence? Because Diddy smartened up. Sean Diddy Combs, by 2021 and 2024. You didn't hear about him beating on any of these women. Any of the women he was dating on, you didn't hear about those beatings no more. You know why? Because he had already been ousted. He had already had to pay off for that tape in that hotel in 2016. He dodged that situation. He'd already been dealing with things behind the scenes with other women that had alleged abuse against him. Those situations. He kind of smartened up later on as far as the violence was concerned. That's why you didn't hear about violence with any of these girls the last 3 or 4 years. Sean Diddy Combs moved smarter in that way. But he made one mistake. One major mistake with victim number 2. That's going to seal his fate to where he's going to have life. He's going to live the rest of his natural life in prison. And that is because Sean Diddy Combs said on this audio one thing, and in his opening statements, he said another thing. And what he said in that opening statement, Sean Diddy Combs, he said that these were his girlfriends, and this was all just relationship type of activities. But in this audio, it proves that one, she was frustrated with Diddy about a number of things. One of them, she testified in court today that he continued to have her doing these freak offs, putting her in situations to where she would be in gotcha moments, thinking that she was going to just be with him and he would call up a freak off worker. And Diddy had these girls, Diddy had the gift of having these girls love him so much. But it wasn't love, in my opinion. They thought they loved him. See, these ladies, they love the lifestyle. They love the aura. They love being with the celebrity, in my opinion, of Sean Diddy Combs. Right? I want everybody to listen to what I said now. They mistake true love for that. Material love. And I told y'all The love of money. It's not bad to have money, but the absolute love of money is the root of all evil. And that's why those women found themselves in that situation, because of the love of money. They did it every time. The lifestyle, the glitz, the glamour, all of these things. They fell in love with that. That's why Cassie could get her ass whooped so many times and still come back. That's why this woman could get violated and have so many infections. Think about this. What normal woman in her right mind would let all those men go inside of her raw and still say that I genuinely love this man who's making me do this? She even said that Diddy had her get nipple rings, and one of the nipple rings ripped and gave her an infection, and Diddy saw her the next time and asked her, where's the ring at? Next time I see you, you better have it on. Disgusting and disgraceful. Right? That audio is going to get him. He's going to get found guilty on all 3 charges. And they've also tied the RICO in, because now they showed that Diddy had working folks, working people doing his dirty work. And it doesn't matter what Christina Quorum says or doesn't say. She's going down too, because they had multiple workers already give up testimony and put her in the play. Multiple employees admit to their wrongdoings and put her in the play as well. But if you noticed, victim number 2, she did something else today. Major. We all asked the question, where was this dude right here on the left-hand side of your screen? Where was he at? Right? To the brother who says, Ticket, you just don't know pimping, and neither will the jury. No, you don't think I don't know pimping. But the jury will know that what Sean Diddy Combs did was sex trafficking. And he did pimp that girl out. Doesn't matter what you say in the comment section. You will see what happens in the court of law. And here's my thing. If a woman wants to put herself in those situations and do that on her own free will, or you a street nigga, or you doing this, hey, I don't touch that. But when you have everyday working people involved, and people getting beatings, and people being instructed to do this, when these people came to work regular jobs for you, that's where the problem comes in. Think about this. All these people that work 9 to 5s, for the last 10 to 15 years, they thought all of this stuff was behind their life. They never thought Diddy would get caught and that they would be here today. The fact that Diddy got caught, and now these people are included in a federal indictment to where they could lose a major chunk of their life at a major stage in their life. Many of these people have kids that are 5 to 10 years old. You're not going down for this dude. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's why you see. But today in court, the woman also revealed something. She revealed Brendan, the young man who would bring those substances, illegal substances. And if you remember, that's the same young man that was arrested, or that was not arrested, that was caught with Diddy. And he was arrested during that raid. And he disappeared. And we didn't hear about him. Now, all of a sudden, today in court, she mentioned his name. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar it's not the last time he will come up in this trial. And I will tell you something else. There are a lot more surprises that are to come, but Diddy, who tried to make this entire situation seem like it was a boyfriend and girlfriend, and what Diddy would do is go get all these girlfriends and make them seem like, oh, this is my girl, this is my girl, this is my girl. It's not illegal to have multiple girlfriends. But what Diddy did is he used that excuse to try to hide behind his devious and disgusting and disgraceful and dishonorable actions. If Diddy wanted to do this, he should have went and got people who were in that field who are willing to deal with those consequences. And it is what it is. Diddy should have went and got himself signed contracts with those people so that he had no discrepancy about agreement, disagreement, any of those things. But now, when you got word of mouth, you're telling people that that's your girlfriend, but she's voicing displeasure with you about the freak offs, and then you get caught on audio, red-handed, telling her, you better get on your job. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow when the jury goes to deliberate.
With you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm gonna be nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad. I can have a spat. We can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really that's all it is. You got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here.
Listen to what he said. He said, you got me on my job. What's your job, Diddy? If you're her boyfriend and you were never there with her, after these free calls, you get up and leave her alone in those empty rooms. Go be with those other chicks all over the gram, spending time, shopping sprees. But she would just be left alone. It's going to be hard to unexplain that one. But I'm going to give you guys a preview of Monday and Tuesday because it's going to be hard to explain for Sean Diddy Combs. What happened the day he got arrested in that park by the feds? I told everybody, and I will say it again, I believe that night that woman did not know the feds was coming. Somebody told me they thought that she set Diddy up. I don't think she set Diddy up. I think the feds were watching Diddy. And I think the feds were watching her. And I think that that very night when Diddy left out and went to the park to go sit in that park, and he was chilling, sitting in the park, waiting for that night to develop, I believe that the feds decided to run into that hotel when they saw Diddy away, run down on victim number 2, arrest her and put her in handcuffs while she's crying and tears streaming down her eyes and take her out the back of that hotel so nobody in the front of the hotel could see what was going on and scurry her down to the investigation room and interrogate her and get all of the entire play out of her. And then I believe what the feds did, because they knew they had to outsmart Diddy, they rushed to get Diddy, brought him back to the hotel, arrested him while they searched his room and found those drugs, found that money, found those cell phones. It's a reason why they put a picture of those 3 cell phones that they had inside of his shoes on the floor. When they took a picture of those 3 cell phones, I guarantee damn well to you, they come back to those 3 cell phones. Something was in those cell phones. They had his phones tapped, in my opinion. And you will see that later on. I'm willing to guarantee damn well to it. They showed that money in that bag. And they said he had those high heels that this woman described that she always put on. Stripper shoes. Those stripper clothes. And I believe in that phone and in those phones, they will be able to link Diddy to other associates he worked with. And that girl will be linked to whoever that male prostitute that was supposed to show up at that hotel. And I believe they have him waiting in somewhere in the looms to come out and testify that he was going to that hotel room and he was going to participate in that freak off, which would explain in the count 3 of transportation to engage in prostitution, why they said including or about 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, that Diddy knowingly transported an individual in interstate and foreign commerce with the intent that the individual engage prostitution and aided, attempted, and abetted, and willfully caused the same, to wit, Combs transported, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused the transportation of female victims and commercial sex workers. Female victims. Victim number 2, female, 2024, arrested in the Southern District of New York in that hotel. They got his ass dead to rights. That nigga going to prison for the rest of his god-dag-on life. And you better believe that shit, Jack. And I believe they put that girl in that room, and I believe that girl told the whole thing. They got her phones. They got his phones. That's the reason why they showed the picture of those phones. Those phones were very important in Diddy's room. I believe they had those phones tapped. Diddy moved sloppy. He didn't move correct. But this is what happens when you're using drugs. This is what happens when you're hooked. When you're hooked on drugs and you're using drugs, your mind isn't thinking right. You're slipping. You're making mistakes. Nobody's asking why in the world would Diddy be setting up another freak off in a hotel right down the street from where the feds are. But when you're doing as much drugs as they were doing, and you're not thinking right, and you're moving sloppy, that sealed the deal. That is the main reason why Sean Diddy Combs did not get $50 million bail. And let me say this. The feds are very specific with the details. You had to pay attention to the details. They had that girl say in open court today that Diddy's still paying her rent. Why would Diddy still be paying her rent if he knew she was testifying against him? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Diddy was still paying her rent is because the feds outsmarted this nigga. When the feds released the indictment, ladies and gentlemen, the feds in that indictment had the whole world asking, how in the hell could they charge Diddy for a RICO when he's a one-man RICO? I've never heard of a one-man RICO, but the feds were smarter than Diddy. The feds knew how Diddy moved. They studied Diddy. They understood that Diddy had beaten cases before. So the feds just start 3 or 4, 5 steps ahead of Diddy. So they sealed those other co-conspirators. All those other co-defendants, they sealed their names from Diddy and from the public. So Diddy didn't know who was testifying against him for a long time. And they did not release the names of the co-defendants and co-conspirators to Diddy until a couple of weeks before the trial started, so there would be no tampering with witnesses. So Diddy could not stop paying this girl's rent because Diddy knows he was caught in that hotel with that girl when he got arrested, and he did not want that girl to have any reason to flip on him, and he didn't know if she flipped or not because the indictment, the co-defendants were sealed. So he really didn't know if she stood tall or if she flipped. And they flipped her. That's the reason why he couldn't stop paying her rent. It's easy work. A caveman can do this. And if he would have stopped paying her rent, once he found out she was testifying against him, he would have been dead to rights, and they would have proven without a shadow of a doubt that this wasn't a girlfriend, but this was just one of your workers. Because if this was your girlfriend, and now you know she's testifying, and you instantly cut off that payment, then that was never your girlfriend. Diddy couldn't stop it. He had to hold hope because he couldn't talk to her. He couldn't get a line to her because he knew the feds was listening. So by him continuing to pay her rent, he had to hope that she got the message that, baby, I'm still going to support you. That's why they showed all those other people during this case that said that when the case came up, Diddy called them. All these other people that asked Diddy for help over years and didn't hear from him for years. All of a sudden, Diddy called these people. Yo, you need something, I got you. Blase, blase, blah. Game over, nigga. The game's over. God don't like ugly. And the man upstairs, he reigns supreme over all demons. All demons will be exorcised. And that's a fact, buddy. And as much as people want to try so hard to make excuses and try so hard to free Diddy, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The chickens have come home to roost. And this is the reason why. I will say it the last time, and I will say it more times, that you don't see any of those artists that work with Diddy around this guy. For years, people knew in the industry what type of demon, what type of animal, what type of monster this guy was. But people fear money. They fear power through money. He never had friends. He never had friends. He never had friends. And this shit, ladies and gentlemen, is personal. I want y'all to think about something. When R. Kelly went through his trial, he had more support than Diddy. That should say something. That should say something. None of these people that say they love Diddy are down there at that courthouse, at that trial. Ask yourself why. Where's all the people that were in the photos? Where's all the people that were in the videos? Secretly, they were tired of this man saying, I love it when you scrambling and scraping, daddy. It's over. Now, if he gets a juror or two to say, hey, we don't believe it, guess what? He doesn't walk out of jail. We run it back in a year and a half or 2 years later. You know what that means? That means that the feds have more time to investigate even deeper and come in the retrial with more victims, more witnesses. Game over. At some point in time, all the people have to understand when you want to stand up for what's right and stand against what's wrong. When are you going to stand against the nonsense and the foolishness? Everybody cries about they want to see change, but they allow the same people to prey upon the community and destroy the community. Sean Diddy Combs sat up there and said that Donald Trump should be eradicated from society, but these same people are saying he should now beg for this man's mercy. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what the entire industry said to Sean Diddy Combs during this trial? They told him what they told Denzel. You got to put your own work in around here, B. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all have a blessed night.
All right, you guys, so we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym. Work out, exercise, and do what you got to do to stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.